Welcome students. Today we'll look into a JEE Advanced problem which is not related directly to class 12 syllabus. It's related to the equations of motion and vectors which is related to mathematics for physics. The problem is on top of the screen and I've already made the diagram for it. It says a ball is actually thrown with v naught velocity and making an angle theta naught with the positive x-axis at coordinate 0 0. At the same time, a stone is thrown from a point L comma 0, that means it has to be on the x-axis at a direction 180 minus theta 1 from x-axis, positive x-axis. That means this angle is theta 1. There are two cases given. First case says that theta naught and theta 1 both are at 45 degrees and they hit each other at time t1, and case 2 says theta naught is equal to 60 degree, theta 1 is equal to 30 degrees, and they hit at time t2. Only one thing which is provided is v naught is a fixed value. That means in both the cases vs might be different. Okay, now let's solve the problem. What we'll do is we'll take v naught as a vector and vs as a vector, okay, to simplify it, and we will write the v naught vector and resolve it in x and y direction. So what will be v naught is equal to v naught cos of theta naught I cap plus v naught sine of theta naught j cap. Okay, these are the unit vectors in x and y direction. And what will be vs? Vs will be vs cos of theta 1, but it's in this direction, so it's minus I plus vs sine of theta 1 j. So when we actually talk about two different bodies moving towards each other or away from each other, whatever is the case, and we have to find a common goal, that the common goal here is hitting each other, a vector which is relative to each other. That means if I have v naught and vs, if I do v naught minus vs, it will give me the approach velocity, or we can say it as the relative velocity, because we are approaching each other. So v naught minus vs, you can say it as v relative. So first component v naught cos theta naught, it becomes plus after minus. So vs cos theta 1 and whole bracket I cap plus v naught sine of theta naught minus vs sine of theta 1 whole bracket j cap. Now interestingly we got the relative velocity. But what about the components? Let's see what's happening in x direction. So this velocity is actually traveling the length L and meeting at some point. Okay, that means the total length traveled is L, total velocity or speed is this much, and time is t1 or t2 depending on the case. Now let's look at the y-axis. What happens to the y-axis? The velocity has to be same if they have to hit at a point, because they have to reach at the same height in same time. So how will you actually reach at the same place in same time? You have to travel with the same velocity. That means the relative velocity needs to be 0. Or you can say the j component velocity for v naught and the j component velocity of vs needs to be same, or the relative velocity needs to be 0 towards y-axis. Okay, so let's take the case 1 for example. For case 1, let's actually first work on the y-axis. That means this needs to be 0. And we'll directly put the values of theta naught and theta 1. What we'll get? V naught into 1 by root 2 minus Vs into 1 by root 2 equal to 0, which implies Vs is equal to V naught. We got one equation. Second thing, let's take this x component, and this x component travels the length L in time t1. That means I can say L by t1 is equal to V naught. Again, cos theta naught and theta 1 are same, which is 1 by root 2. And from this equation, we can simply say root 2 times V naught. Or you can say T1 is equal to L by root 2 times V naught. Got it? Great. Now let's take case 2. What does case 2 says? Let's directly put the value and make this as 0. So we'll get V naught into what is sine theta of 60 degree, that is root 3 by 2 minus Vs 1 by 2 is equal to 0. So we get Vs is equal to V naught times root 3. Got it? Okay. Now let's take the x component. What does the x component do? It says V naught 1 by 2 plus Vs root 3 by 2 is equal to L by T2 this time. This Vs and this Vs might be different. We are not equating both here. Mind it. So what is Vs now? Vs is V naught root 3. So this becomes V naught by 2 plus 3 times V naught by 2 equal to L by T2, or T2 becomes L by 2 V naught. So right now everything that we got is L is provided, V naught we have provided. We do not have Vs anywhere. So we do not need to worry. What we need to determine? We need to determine T1 by T2. Now divide this and this, T1 and T2. What we'll get is root 2. And we require to get the whole square of this, which is equal to 2. And this is the answer. We learned that we do not need complicated concepts. Sometimes some simple concepts can fetch you marks. And vector is one such tool which can help you do some of the problems very quickly. Okay, thank you.